Hey, well, welcome to the second episode of Four Idiots and a Mic, the live from St. Louis edition. Today we only have 3 idiots because the fourth idiot, Hunter, is sick and couldn't make the trip with us to St. Louis. We're in St. Louis to play Maryville Quidditch this afternoon, so we figured we should record an extra quiet edition since everyone else in the house is sleeping of this podcast. So what do you guys want to talk about today?
I mean, we can start by talking about the trip up to St. Louis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was interesting. Yeah, that was a fun one. Where do you want to start? At the very beginning?
I mean, we can.
What about the dog?
Yeah, well, Damon, you want to explain about the dog?
Okay, so we're driving up, and we're passing this car. I think this car right outside of Towanda, and there's this little dog in the back seat, and I thought there was a couple having sex in the back of the car. And so I lean over to Davey, who's driving, and I go, "Hey, Davey, I think they're having sex in the car." Davey goes, "Damon, look again." And it was just a dachshund in a little cage. It wasn't really anything.
I want to know how you make that visual leap from dachshund in a cage to couple having sex.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was just because I don't know. It was out of the corner of my eye, and peripheral vision.
Okay, it was out of the corner of my eye too because I was driving and actually looking at the road like a safe driver.
I mean, I thought like completely.
Yeah. Rupert, what are your opinions on that? Did it ever look like a couple having sex to you?
No, I clearly saw the dog from the very start.
But I'm also blonde, guys. Come on.
That's not an excuse.
What's I about to say? Blind.
I do wear glasses, man.
I mean, so do I, but I'm not blind.
One eye's nearsighted, one eye's farsighted. But,
I think blind might be a better explanation for it than
Yeah, that's true.
blonde.
I got to eat Popeye's chicken for the first time on the way up.
Yeah, that was interesting. I can't believe that you never tried it before.
Yeah, what are your opinions of Popeye's chicken?
I thought it was great. This was the one Popeyes that I've seen that wasn't actually in a sketchy area of town. Because usually they're kind of in sketchy areas.
You need to start going to more Popeyes. They have amazing chicken.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and also here's the thing. I grew up in Kansas, so chicken is like a staple of our diet.
Yes. So why haven't you gone to Popeyes?
Because it's just, I can go down to Dillon's, which is like 3 blocks from the house I grew up in, and get my fried chicken. It's just...
Would you say that Dillon's has better or worse fried chicken than Popeyes?
I think it's better. But also, granted, I grew up on it.
Fair enough.
The best fried chicken ever, though, is at the Brookville Hotel in Abilene, Kansas. Oh my goodness, it is so good.
Oh, I've actually heard about that place.
Oh, it's like crispy, but at the same time it's tender, and oh my, it's good. It's so good.
Rupert, what's the best fried chicken you've ever had?
Shoot, my mom's made fried chicken before. That was the best.
Well, of course, your mama made it.
Yeah, but let's see. I mean, other than that, it's like Popeyes. That's pretty much it's the best fried chicken other than my mom's cooking.
I take it, Davey, that Popeyes is by far your favorite.
Well, among fast food joints, yes, but my mom also made some fried chicken one time that was brined in dill pickle juice. Oh man, best fried chicken I've ever had. And we actually made the pickles that we used for the brine. Mm-hmm. So, oh man, it was amazing.
Oh, nice.
I'm not really a pickle fan.
Of just all pickles in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I used to not be.
I can handle pickles, but they're not like my favorite food.
Yeah.
So
I've never liked pickles. I also grew up a picky eater.
I need them in combination with something else. They provide a nice tartness on occasion, but like on a hamburger, but not alone.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So, speaking about Texas, since you're from Texas, Rupert, what do you guys think of the national tournament today being postponed to 2 o'clock? What do you guys think of that?
Well, there are going to be some late games that might affect some of the scores and the plays and stuff like that, but other than that, I don't think there's going to be that much. Along with the teams playing late to have enough caffeine, I'm not really sure if it really will affect anything.
Well, I don't think they'll need caffeine. They're going to be on adrenaline highs.
So. Yeah, I mean they're going to be hyped up to play, and a lot of the teams going there, yeah, they're going to be ready. So I don't think it'll have that much of an impact.
Yeah. I can tell you one thing, my social media accounts are going to be blowing up, though, whenever the games get over. With, "Oh, we did so great today" posts.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually surprised my Facebook isn't lit up at the moment, but it isn't.
I mean, I think that if we see any impacts from it, it might come tomorrow when people are... If you stayed up and you had a 9:30 game and then you've got to play a relatively early game tomorrow, that might have an impact on fatigue.
Oh.
So we might see an impact tomorrow, but I don't think so.
It kind of reminds me of the time when I was a junior in high school and my basketball team made it to the Acacia 2A Boys State Tournament. We lost in the first round, and the team we played, they ended up making it to the championship game, and the team they played in the championship game the previous night stayed up to almost 1 a.m. playing a 7 overtime game. And so the team they were playing ended up losing by 30 in the finals because they were so tired they couldn't keep up. Mm-hmm. So I can see how like the 9:30 games could affect gameplay tomorrow.
Oops, sorry.
I mean, at this point, though, there's not really a lot you can do because it's raining.
Yeah.
So...
Hey, they're making it rain down there in Texas, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I don't even have a girlfriend and I'm already breaking out the dad jokes.
You're just getting a head start.
So what?
Well, do you want to finish the trip to St. Louis? Because we have more fun stuff, especially in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Popeyes is only in Independence.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to talk about how we got lost?
Baby? Oh,
lost.
Yeah.
Also the police chase.
Yeah.
So, we're coming into St. Louis. We're staying with a good friend from Maryville, Sam Slaughter, and his roommates. Thanks, guys, by the way, if you listened, for letting us stay here. Really means a lot. And but they sent us their address.
Thanks for letting us use your couch to record this episode, by the way.
Yeah, we're currently sitting on their couch recording this. So they gave us their address to come to their apartment, and we plugged it into the GPS. And we're driving through St. Louis, and we drove past Maryville. We're like, oh, hey, there's Maryville University. They probably live close to it. And so I turned to Damon, and I'm like, how long do we have to turn off? He said 23 miles. So I thought, oh, well, that's odd. But, maybe he lives far away from Maryville. So we kept driving, and as it turns out, he inadvertently sent us the wrong address.
His parents' address?
Yeah, he sent us his parents' address. And they live in a lovely neighborhood. Like, it really is a lovely home. But it's also half an hour on the other side of St. Louis from where we were actually supposed to be. So as we're driving back, we happened to see the beginnings of a police chase.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're driving along. It's, fairly late at night. Don't have too many other cars on the road. And this yellow Dodge Charger just blows right by us. And as we started seeing it, like we see a cop like get onto the freeway. And he starts going off in the distance. We see him starting to speed up again, because as he slowed down, probably because he might have seen the cop. And pretty much as soon as the cop was clear, he just revved his engine, and we could smell his engine. And he just took off after that car. We had to exit somewhere else, so we couldn't see the rest of the police chase. But yeah,
we were disappointed.
It was really disappointing.
In the words of Tom Cruise from Top Gun, I feel the need for speed.
Also, note to the viewers, as Damon was saying that, he took his glasses off, like
Tom Cruise.
Like Tom Cruise, trying to impress. I really don't know who. Like, maybe Rupert and I sitting here.
No, he always did that with his wingman Goose.
Oh, I know he always did that.
Who, actually, interesting fact, is the namesake for the cat in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Well, they actually don't explicitly say that in the film. The director said that in an interview after it was released.
But it's a podcast, though. It's like visual gags.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I forgot that. Whoops. Like I said, I'm blonde.
Mm-hmm. Like I told you, I was thinking about setting up the camera and just having to record us as we did take the podcast, so,
That actually would be a good idea.
I think that's probably what we should have done. Well, we'll try that next episode, viewers.
So Damon can do another Top Gun reference and take off the glasses again, and then you can see just that incredible display of masculinity, and all the viewers can enjoy it like we did.
I'm not really sure if I'd use Tom Cruise as an example of masculinity.
That's the joke.
I know.
Well, I don't know if they would want to see all my sexiness, though. That's the question.
Are you saying that would be too much to handle?
I don't know. I create feelings in others that they themselves don't understand, so.
God darn it.
Yes, that is another movie reference to
Oh my
Cars,
God.
actually.
This entire thing could be just
Ka-chow.
movie references. Try to pocket the
You
movie
know me, I
references.
love history and movies. Shoot, our last episode we talked about guilty pleasure movies.
And Napoleon.
And Napoleon and canned goods and penguins.
Yeah.
Which, if you didn't watch the previous week's episode, you
Listen,
Yeah.
should. You really should.
because it has 0 views after 21 hours of being on YouTube, so please, someone listen to it. But, yeah. So we had a lot of fun traveling up here.
Yeah.
We also got to hear some interesting song choices. We're not going to talk about those song choices, but
Yeah. We should probably never talk about the song choices ever again.
no, that's basically what happens when you go on YouTube and look up stupid playlists. And,
You go down holes very quickly.
oh, it's kind of like when you play the Wikipedia game, but instead of actually learning something, this one you just roast your brain to a crisp.
You really pretty much do the same thing in the Wikipedia game.
Yeah.
Hey, I enjoy going from a willow tree to Adolf Hitler to Joseph Stalin in like 5 minutes, but yeah.
That's fair enough.
Now, granted, one's harmless and 2 people were very deadly, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys want to? Oh, we also discussed very bad movies on the way up here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Namely, Pure Flicks.
Christian films.
All of them.
We are not bashing religious people at all. Davey and I are religious. However, it's just the bad, shoddy acting. And
As a Christian, I say we can do better. Our movies are terrible. We can do better.
yes,
We need to do better.
they also need to
I
make.
mean, like they used to do actually pretty dang well. Like
Yeah.
We
a
used
lot
to
of
do
the old
well.
ones are like really good.
Like Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
and
The Ten Commandments of Charlton Heston.
that's like actually considered one of the top 50 greatest movies of all time.
Yes,
yeah.
because it's amazing.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No,
Oh, you'd like it.
The only Charlton Heston movie I've ever seen is the original Ben-Hur.
Also a great movie.
Oh, I had to watch it for an assignment, and I actually really wanted to read the book, but I've never gotten around to it because I'm a college student and I have to read all of these books.
You can't actually read what you want to read.
No, especially when you're a history major and you have to read about the French Revolution and how Philippe Egalite led the revolt and how so-and-so married their kid.
Would you rather read about Freud?
No, I would rather not read about Freud and his weird theories of just sex.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, psychologists don't want to read about Freud either. So.
Well, you chose that.
I mean, I don't
Yes,
think
I did
anyone
choose
You
that.
could just be an engineering major like Rupert and not have to worry about reading, and you just have to do calculations.
Oh yeah, there's some fun in it of itself there. All right, so I guess we're on the subject of like bad movies. Do you want to just go around and like think of our reasons for the worst movies and why?
Sure. You want to start us off?
Shoot.
What was that dog movie you were telling us about?
Oh yeah, okay. So I never found the name of this movie, and if someone actually watching this actually knows what it is, more or less like so this woman, like, you know, she goes back to her childhood home, and she remembers like this boy she used to play with when they were kids, and there was a dog always with them, and more or less the boy that she used to play with who like it actually still lives in that town. And they don't even know each other. No, they don't even know they don't remember each other. And in fact, they even hate each other for most of the movie. But more or less, the dog brings them together, and it's like they fall in love. It's Christmas time, but the thing is like that was actually a pretty darn good movie. And you know, it was like it was just kind of like one of those warm fuzzy movies. But then they decided to make 2 and 3, and I watched them kind of a marathon, and it's just like
most of the time happens with sequels. They suck.
Yeah, that is true. But it's like, but the
Except
problem,
for Godfather.
the problem is though, is that they had they have finished the entire storyline with that first movie. The second and third were just basically very loosely related to the first by maybe like family or something like that. So there really was no point in the second and third movie. That's why I think those 2 are the worst movies ever. Cause like why?
The worst movie I've ever seen. I don't know what it's called. my sister and I were bored one day, so we went down to the local Red Box, and we were just looking through the new releases and found this one, and we figured, hey, it's $2, we'll rent it. We ended up getting 15 minutes into it, and it was awful. But basically, the entire storyline was it opens up with this kid and his friend, and he has daddy issues, meaning like Luke Skywalker daddy issues. Like, I don't know where my father is. And
He's Darth Vader.
Yeah, well, anyway, Luke, I am your father. One of the biggest cinematic twist in history. Anyway, sorry, I'm just a movie nut, so that's why I was also called the Walking Encyclopedia. Anyway, so it's probably why I'm still single. Yeah. So there's this kid, and he has this box from his dad, and he doesn't know what's inside of it. So him and his best friend go around New York City to all these like antique stores and pawn shops trying to find the key to this box. Well, they spend 2 hours doing this, and the dialogue's crap, and it's like they tried too hard. And basically, the entire 2-hour movie ends with him going back home and realizing that the key is actually in his house. And when he opens up the box, it's not gold. It's not, oh yeah, this is where I'm your father moment. It's just a pile of rocks. It's just a pile of rocks with a note saying, oh yeah, Dad. Oh yeah, hi son, this is your dad. The greatest thing I ever had was memories with you, and he gives the kid rocks. Left the kid rocks. And then fast forwards like 10 years later, and he marries this best friend who happens to be a girl. And he then gives his son the box of rocks, and it's so stupid.
Does he actually spend time with his son?
I don't know. I think he's also a crappy father too. Parenting in bad movies is not good.
No.
That much is true.
Yeah. So, continuing on the theme of parenting in bad movies, worst movie I've ever seen, God's Not Dead. I agree with the general premise of the movie, i.e. that God's not dead, but everything else is just downhill from there. If you haven't seen the movie, there's like 8 different storylines.
And they all intertwine, but they intertwine very poorly.
Yeah, so general concept is there's this Christian student that goes to the naturally evil State University. Side note, we go to Wichita State. It's great. Go Shockers. All state schools aren't evil. But he goes to a state school. Philosophy professor tells him, the first day of class that they have to take out a blank sheet of paper and write God is dead on it or they'll fail the class.
Like Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yes, a misunderstanding of Friedrich Nietzsche. Doesn't actually happen in college, but kid decides, no, I'm not going to write it because I'm a Christian. I believe that God's not dead. So the professor's like, okay, you have 3 weeks to prove it. And the kid uses some arguments that really aren't very good, and his girlfriend breaks up with him because of this. Because he's arguing the professor, not because he has shoddy arguments. The other one would actually be a valid reason.
Yes, very valid.
And so he eventually wins the arguments, and there's all sorts of side plots, like the stereotypical story of the Muslim girl coming to Christ and then being shunned by her family. Again, that doesn't always happen. And there's all like these different storylines that have nothing to do with the story. Then the end of the movie is the professor realizes that God is real and that God loves him. He is then running to a Newsboys concert, who, by the way, the Newsboys are the ones that funded the movie. Nice advertising
and
plug.
And he's running after his girlfriend, who's actually a student of his, so it's very unethical anyway.
Right. So he's running after her because God is real and he's found out that she's right and he loves her. And he is then hit by a pastor and his friend in their car. So he is now dying in the middle of the street, and no one really calls 911, but they luckily he turns to Christ before he dies.
In the pastor's arms.
In the pastor's arms. And then the movie just ends with a bunch of young hip people jamming out at a Newsboys concert as there's a dead dude in the street.
You know, all that's going through my mind when you said he's just running down the street, running after his girlfriend, is I hate to do another pop culture reference, but I'm going to. I love you and I miss you.
I don't know what the heck that was.
What was that?
It's a video. You go on YouTube and look up crying girlfriend and racing cars.
Oh,
there's like these 2 cars,
that one.
and basically this girl is trying to win her boyfriend back, so she calls him up and says, I know we're done, but I love you and I miss you. And every time she goes, there's like the cars just race down this, like, I think the Bonneville soft flats or something. And the video ends and it goes like, it's funny. At some point, you guys need to go look it up. It's hilarious.
Well, we'll probably look it up on the drive to the field.
Oh yeah, it still sounds better than God's Not Dead. Like there's literally no redeeming qualities to that movie.
I agree. I enjoy the premise. They could have done it a little bit better though.
Could have done it a lot better. Also, fun fact: stars Kevin Sorbo, who formerly Hercules, now appears in like every Christian movie ever.
He even wrote and directed his own.
He did also write and direct his own. That's
and it
terrible.
had Travis Tritt as a weird doctor that had like 2 lines.
That was the strangest cameo I've ever seen in a movie. Travis Tritt, who one of his hit songs, "What a Great Day to Be Alive," is an oncologist coming in and telling someone that they're going to die from cancer.
That's not an easy task to do, but
no, it's a horrible task.
But I think that's very ironic. He sings about how it's a lovely day to be alive.
Yeah, and turns right around and acts about
telling someone they're going to die from cancer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Also, why is it that in every single Christian movie, it seems like always somebody has to get cancer?
Because cancer is the easiest cop out in writing a script on how to kill someone.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because if you notice, if you notice the character, and even in TV shows, like secular TV shows and everything, if you don't have plot armor, which is basically kind of okay, I'm gonna go back to Star Wars for this one. It's kind of like in Star Wars, whenever like Han, Luke, and Leia are in a room, and all of a sudden some stormtroopers show up and start firing at them, they conveniently miss. I know if you're a fan and you're like, oh, that's the Force, and I've seen videos upon videos about. Basically, that's plot armor. They can't die, so of course they're gonna miss. And that's kind of like in those Christian movies. The people who don't get cancer always have plot armor, and they also can't come up with a way to kill them outside of that won't be like, oh, they were murdered, or they got blown up by an A-bomb, or or they like, I don't know, they pulled an Anakin Skywalker and got roasted in a volcano.
Okay, David, you're going like the really extreme ways here.
Yeah.
You went for, like, they got blown up by an A-bomb, they got roasted in a volcano.
I mean, like,
good grief.
Like, you know, they got MRSA at a hospital, and, you know...
MRSA isn't deadly, though.
It can be.
It can be,
if
untreated.
You could just say they fell down the stairs.
Well,
actually, I know this history grad student who was working with somebody, and the guy fell down the stairs and broke his neck and died.
Oh.
Okay, okay.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I've honestly decided that when I die, I want to go out in my sleep so I don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And I go peacefully. Or I want to die doing something heroic.
Yeah.
Like the Charge of the Light Brigade?
Yes!
Charging into a bunch of cannons and stuff.
Except now that charges aren't really used anymore. It's more of, I'm going to kill you at a distance type warfare now.
Or mortars, so, you know, cannons are kind of used to sound with those. See, I mean, if I go, I definitely want to, like, just go quickly, because I'd rather not feel pain and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of death, I'm just afraid of how I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About right.
I don't want to have it extended and, you know, have a ton of tubes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to have... Yeah, like...
Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Like, I want to still, like, have agency and stuff at the end, you know, and go
Well, you could be like Cyborg and what's that crappy movie put out by DC that's the Avengers knockoff? The Justice League. Yes. Yes, you could be like Cyborg and just have a horrific explosion, have your dad you do illegal science experiments on you and make you into this like Iron Man meets Captain America type thing.
Could you imagine how good Cyborg would be at Quidditch?
Oh, he
yeah.
would be good.
Like, Cyborg would wreck everybody.
Speaking about Star Wars, by the way, if you are a Star Wars fan and you're listening in, they released a new trailer yesterday and new title.
Leave what you think in the comments. Let us know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in speaking about Captain America, Avengers Endgame. You guys gonna go see it?
I think it comes out, yeah.
Yes.
I got tickets for Sunday of opening weekend.
Nice.
I never go see a movie on opening weekend.
I actually saw, for like 2 weeks ago, I saw my first ever midnight showing. Well, it wasn't really midnight, it was about 10 o'clock, but still.
Oh, how was it?
It was good, it was for Shazam. It was great.
Ooh. Yeah.
Rupert, you ever been on opening weekend?
Maybe once or twice. I have a friend back home who's a giant, like, movie nerd, so sometimes like, I go to a theater with him, and we watch movies, obviously, so...
I think that's what you can do at a theater.
Well, I mean, there's also like arcades and games that are at a theater we go to.
I honestly, in Wichita, the best arcade to go to is called The Arcade. It's in downtown Wichita.
Oh,
and you pay $5. Yeah, you pay $5, and it's all you can play video games from like 1 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They're old 1980s games. I outsmarted the 1942 one. If you play 2 players, and you can never die, because if you keep the one person alive, the game doesn't end.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
if you guys are stuck on 1942, right there's your key. Play 2 players.
2 players.
And if you don't know what 1942 is, it's basically Galaga, just World War II themed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the boss battle is a Yamamoto, the largest battleship ever created. Now, granted, it ended up being way much nothing. They didn't really use it effectively, but hey, you still have to beat it in the boss battle, and I can say I sank it. Now,
Also,
granted, it didn't blow up in Powder Magazine this time, but hey.
Also, Galaga, amazing game.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's all-time favorite game.
Yeah.
Great game.
Same here. Actually.
So, speaking about video games, what are you guys' favorite video games?
You see, that's gonna be some like it's gonna be either between. They're gonna be like super weird, like the contrast, but either Borderlands 2 or admittedly GTA 5.
You look like a Grand Theft Auto guy.
I do, don't I?
Doesn't he sound like one, guys?
Oh, well, okay.
I'm kidding. No, like last night, we were like going crazy because we were like, guys, we're seeing Grand Theft Auto.
We're seeing a police chase.
The other.
The only thing better is if Vin Diesel and Paul Walker were like driving the cars that they were chasing.
Oh, I mean, Paul Walker can't do that, did he?
Oh yeah, they kind of.
It's been a long day
Hey, without you, my friend. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come along. Okay.
And our special musical guest for this week is Damon Penner, singing "See You Again" by Charlie Puth.
I'm not gonna quit my day job.
I wouldn't.
I sell ball bearings, man. I come across as very overbearing, though. So.
Hey, okay. So speaking of music, let's go. Okay, so let's talk about.
We didn't finish talking about video games.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, let's
Okay, Davey, how about you go? Because I got a lot of faves.
All right, my favorite video game series is Diablo. Diablo 1, 2, and 3.
Isn't that like a hell fighting game or something?
Kind of, yes. The general gist is first game, there's a town called Tristram. There's an old cathedral, and you go into the cathedral, and there's like the town of Tristram is being attacked. You go down in the cathedral. There's 5 different classes, and you fight various enemies, and you get to
so kind of like Dante's Inferno, where there's multiple layers of hell.
Kind of, but it's under a cathedral, and you get to the bottom, and you fight Diablo himself. And then Diablo 2, your character from Diablo 1 is taken over by Diablo himself, becomes Diablo. So you have to make a new character, and you have to go around the entire world this time. And then the last one is you fight Diablo in Hell. And then the third Diablo is set 20 years in the future, I think 20 or 30 years, where you see a falling star that hits the cathedral where the first game takes place. You go back, you fight through that cathedral again, and you then go around, and eventually you fight Diablo actually invades heaven, and you fight Diablo at the top of heaven.
Wow.
So like Doom, but with the devil himself.
Yes. Amazing series of games.
According to the Bible, the devil is a fallen angel, but
yes.
Anyway.
Amazing series of games.
Mine is Wii Sports Resort.
Great game. Awesome game. Awesome game.
I'm kidding. No, that is one of my favorites, though, because I'm like white LeBron James on the basketball. And,
Oh my god.
And in real life, I stink.
I want to dive into this a little bit more. How exactly are you white LeBron James on Wii Sports Resort?
Because Wii Sports Resort. Okay, so if you see how they do the skill points at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
at level 2400.
Yes, I'm on 2500. That's the max. Because once you hit 2500, if you lose, it doesn't deduct, and if you gain anything, it doesn't go up. So therefore, I'm white LeBron James. And then in real life, I can't.
You are not.
No. Quidditch is, I think, the only sport I'm actually good at.
In real life,
I'm going pro, man.
This is true. We're going pro. In real life, you are white. You are not LeBron James.
Yeah, I don't think... Okay, there's LeBron and MJ and all of them, and then there's the rest of us lay people. And I'm not... Yeah. But no, actually, if we're going to go on, that's... if that's not really, that's a kind of a sports party game. But actually, my favorite game, one of my favorite games is either Star Wars Battlefront 2. I know I'm going to get eaten alive for this because it's a crappy game, but I think it's actually very entertaining. The new one.
Oh.
And
why?
Call of Duty World War II, probably. Because I'm a history nut, and I think it's cool. I can actually go through D-Day and everything. But Star Wars Battlefront 2 is because I enjoy the storyline. The storyline's like really good. Now, granted, the multiplayer sucks, and it's also because I haven't paid for my PlayStation membership, so it's just single player for me. But yeah, I enjoy it. But I'm also, as you can tell by all the Star Wars references, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So I can kill stormtroopers and be like, I'm Luke Skywalker, and I am your father. Okay, so what was it you were bringing up earlier before I interrupted you about the video games?
We're gonna bring up crappy songs because me and Davey found one the other day.
Oh yes.
Okay, so me and David both like Bruce Springsteen's "I'm on Fire," and so at a dining hall at the university, they have this like, I won't say like a democratic DJ thing where you can put music on and people like and dislike it.
It's exactly what it is.
It's called Rockbot.
Yeah.
And also, when we say democratic, we mean like the system of government, not the actual political party.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a fine distinction.
Yes. Little d, not big D.
Democratia. It's different.
It's democracy. Yeah. Okay, so continue.
And so we decided to put "I'm on Fire" on because, well, hey, it's a good song.
Good song.
Well, and when it starts playing, we hear like, so people who have heard the song, even though they haven't, it's kind of like this very, I don't know, it's a very dramatic song. It has a lot of emotion in it. I think Bruce Springsteen and even like a lot of people who covered it can go through. He can like they can feel the emotion and kind of relay that. So when we start hearing this, we start hearing this guy who sounds like he's auctioning like an item off, and it's just like
$2, $1, $2.
Oh yeah, pretty much. And I kind of find out a couple of days later. I tried to look up who the hell made the worst cover of Bruce Springsteen's "I'm on Fire." It's Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney. Good.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. A country music singer should not be doing a cover to Bruce Springsteen song.
Bruce Springsteen technically is kind of country-ish, but like
he looks constipated when he sings though.
Because
he's like,
it's the emotion, okay?
Yeah, I know. He looks constipated.
He's constipated with emotion.
Wow. Hashtag constipated with emotion.
Hashtag shitting out love.
But hey,
I had to say that.
It's okay. It's okay. Hashtag hunka hunka burn in love.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's quit degenerating into weird song choices and.
Well, that was the entire point of the
discussion.
The discussion. We're
okay.
songs.
So
what's
another bad song you can come up with?
I can come up with an entire genre: country rap.
Oh my!
I call it crap.
Yes, crap.
What's the one you like, Rupert?
I don't like
toy soldiers or something.
Redneck soldiers.
Redneck soldiers.
I don't like any of them. I just pointed out because I used to like them.
Wait. There was a time in your life you actually liked redneck soldiers?
Yes, unfortunately, yes, there was. I was coincided with when I liked pop country and.
Well, that's actually what modern country is.
We don't talk about pop. We don't talk
about crop.
Yeah, we don't talk about modern
poppery. It's pop tree, right? Poppery.
It's not potpourri.
No, potpourri. Definitely not.
Okay, I'm sorry. We stayed up till like 2 last night talking with Maryville, so I'm not with it today.
This is what you're hearing when we've stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning.
I'm running on caffeine.
Hey, that's me every day, man.
So, yes, country rap. But we've actually successfully managed to play over Rockbot. Rupert and I have abused the power of Rockbot to play I Mow, I Till by Redneck Soldiers in the dining hall. Frightening part is other people have actually liked the song that, are either in on the joke, that, they just know who Redneck Soldiers are. They're like, oh yeah, we won't play this because it's funny. Or the more disturbing thoughts, they actually like Redneck Soldiers.
Oh, it's awful.
It's not good. Like, if you're a listener, you should listen to it once Just so you can see how bad it is.
Go on YouTube after you listen to this podcast. Go on YouTube and look up Redneck Soldiers, and it has their entire...
I'm Mo I Till.
Oh.
That's their best one.
Speaking about bad country songs, Kenny Chesney also has a song called She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy.
It really turns her on.
She's always staring at me as I'm chugging along. Well, I've never been told a tractor is sexy, but granted, I'm not really a farmer, even though I'm descended from farmers. But yeah.
Is that why you still think you're single? Because you don't have a tractor?
I'm single because of a lot of reasons, man.
Chief among them, you don't have a tractor?
Yeah.
So we're all single. We don't have tractors.
No, yeah. I'm also single because I was just the nerd growing up, and so I never really got past that point. And also, I was dumped because I couldn't dunk a basketball. So yeah,
because you didn't have a tractor. That's the reason. That's the reason I'm going with. It's because we don't have tractors.
Hey, nothing runs like a deer, man.
This is true. Also, speaking of deer, have you guys ever actually had deer before?
My uncle and grandpa always go hunting every year, and that's the one thing we get good out of that hunting experience. Other than that, we have to go over and see their trophies afterwards. Yeah.
But venison.
We get the venison, and I like it, but my mom uses it a lot, and so as a kid, I didn't really like it because I always knew that mom was tired today and didn't want to make something, so we just had deer sausage, and it was just like, okay, anything's better than blood sausage. I've only had that once, and it was a little.
Yeah, blood sausage is rough.
I've also been told that mountain oysters are actually pretty good.
Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah, I've actually been told that
they're amazing.
Someone once described it as it's just once you get past what you're eating, that they're just like one big chicken nugget.
Kind of. They're amazing. Essentially, if listeners don't know, Rocky Mountain oysters are bowl balls.
Yeah.
But
take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the.
No. So in Gardner, actually, the American Legion every year, their big fundraisers, they'd have a Rocky Mountain
Gardner,
oyster
Kansas,
feed.
By the way.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the only one worth it. If there are listeners from another Gardner out there, I apologize. But so the American Legion in Gardner, their big fundraiser every year was a Rocky Mountain oyster feed, and they were the ones that chartered our scout troop. So we would go and support them. And Rocky Mountain oysters, really good. They're very salty. So if you like beef jerky, you'd probably like them because they are salty. But yeah, really good.
I see. I enjoy the salt.
No.
It actually it does something to your blood pressure. I think it lowers it or something.
Salt? It raises your blood pressure.
Yeah,
Raises it, okay.
Blood pressure.
I've never had bad blood pressure, so probably because I eat salt. But shoot.
No, if you eat a lot of salt, that
it's bad.
gives you diabetes and high blood pressure.
I'm already hypoglycemic, so that's the opposite of diabetes. So.
Yes.
What else? What other weird foods can you come up with?
We're on subject weird foods right now. So I've seen it at many grocery stores, especially where I'm from in South Texas. But apparently, you can make food with cow tongue.
Yeah. I've actually heard that's pretty good.
Yeah, cow tongue's pretty common.
I know, not terribly weird, but it's just like that's the only thing I come up with other than pig's feet, stuff like that.
The weirdest delicacy I've ever heard of in my life is found in the Amazon. There's the world's biggest spider. It's called the bird-eating spider. It is as big as a manhole cover, an average manhole cover. And what the Indians will do is they will trap these things, and then once they kill it, they'll fry it. But they don't eat the body part of it, like where the web is and everything. They take the legs off and eat the legs. The legs are about almost an inch thick. The thing's huge. And I hate spiders, so it's like the thing of my worst nightmares. It's like Shelob from Lord of the Rings, but it's instead of being that big, it's just tiny. But still, it freaks me out.
Curious what that would be like, because there wouldn't be... I'm wondering if it'd be like a vegetable, because it'd be crunchy, I would imagine, because there's not meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'd be like a vegetable.
I'm just imagining eating a spider. Oh, God.
I mean, I'm mildly grossed out by it, but I have apparently a very, very strong stomach for some reason. Don't know why. I just do. So.
Well, Davey was telling us on the way up how he also had a tough stomach too. So.
Yeah. I'll eat quite a bit. I used to be really picky growing up, but yeah, now I'll eat calamari. You guys know what calamari is?
Yeah, I had calamari on a cruise.
Dude,
it's actually pretty good. If it's cooked just right, it tastes like chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It's really chewy.
You fry it.
Oh.
You gotta fry. Or you fry it.
I also had teriyaki squid once.
Squid and calamari are the same thing.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calamari is
Again, I was up till 2 a.m., people.
But yeah, calamari, one of my favorite things ever. Rock and Brew in Kansas City out at Prairie Fire. They've got the best calamari I've ever had. Fried.
Is that KCK or Mo?
KCK. It's actually in Overland Park.
So then, therefore, it's not KCK.
It's on the Kansas side. But it's not in Kansas.
Maybe that's where we should go before tryouts next week.
Probably not. like they have good food, but it'd be filling. And then I also had some boiled calamari on a trip I took from my school to Europe one time. That was really good.
What were you going to say?
Oh, have y'all ever tried escargot?
I have tried.
Oh no, I could not bring myself to eat that.
Okay, I tried it before, and the reason why I bring it up is because I tried both calamari and escargot. It was during prom. I actually went with a group of friends.
That sounds like an interesting prom date idea.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I went with like friends and with the guy who was coordinating all this stuff. His dad knew the owner of this like super high class restaurant. So we went there. We had like the chef's table and like this like open only to employees table and stuff like that, and it was really nice. So yeah, we had escargot and calamari, and it tasted really good. Escargot tasted interesting, and it was kind of like boiled. It was cooked in like only call some kind of like ceramic, like the like little paint dishes with little small bowls.
Oh yeah,
on it. That's basically how they were cooked, and they're cooked in like all these olive oil, like sauce that you can put bread into and dip it in and eat it. So it was interesting. I enjoyed it. Oh yeah, it was good.
Are you guys fans of like actual oysters?
Actual oysters?
Yeah, like oysters. Yeah,
I am a little bit.
like oysters on the half shell. Yeah, I love them. They're pretty good.
See, I'm not really a big seafood fan. Oh.
I think we're almost out of time, so it's probably better.
Well, we got about 3 or 4 more minutes.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
That's the thing. We're excited for Maryville today.
Yeah, definitely pumped for that.
We can't wait to see our friends from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Who are technically our teammates, because if you guys haven't realized this by following our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram pages, we have merged with Arkansas for this semester due to the fact that both clubs don't have enough people. So we are now the Arkansas Shockers, or as Maryville's president Sam Slaughter quoted last night, the shockingly awesome Razorbacks.
I like that better.
I actually think I like that a lot better. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we can't wait to see them because they've kind of become like family.
Yep, they are family.
So I think that's actually probably what we're going to do after we cease recording this, is going to go meet them for dinner. Or lunch, actually, sorry. I'm too used to being on the farm. It's dinner and blah, blah. And again, I'm not a farmer, so...
Because you don't have a tractor.
No. And I'm like too much of a city boy.
This is why they don't think you're sexy.
Wait,
you don't have a tractor.
Whoa. City boy?
You grew up in Newton.
Hey, Newton, Kansas, guys, if you don't know your geography of Kansas, is about 30 minutes north of Wichita, where the university is.
Yeah, you're right, fine.
And it has about 30,000 people, which, if you want to put that into perspective, the University of Kansas student population is 60,000. That is double the size of my hometown. So, everybody pretty much knows everybody in Newton. Shoot, I went to high school in a town just outside of Newton with 144. So, yes, I'm somewhat of a city boy, but I'm also more of a country boy than you two, because you two actually grew up like big city metro areas.
Yes. That's true.
Well, even though Gardner's about like 15 minutes outside.
Some larger than others, but okay. Right. All right, so I guess we're going to be signing off here. I'm Rupert.
I'm Davey.
And I'm Damon, and thank you for listening to 4 Idiots and a Mic with Shocker Quidditch. Again, follow us if you want to know more about our club. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Wichita State Quidditch, or follow us on Twitter at WSU Quidditch, or go on YouTube and look us up at Shocker Quidditch. Thank you, and have a great day, guys. Go Shocks.